Okay, the next thing to consider before launching a product is how effective is your distribution strategy? So by distribution strategy, I mean, how effective are you at getting that product out? You're looking at how are you able to post out these orders? Because obviously once orders come in, you're gonna have to post them out. This is very important because eBay ranks your listings according to how well of a seller you are. And your ability to distribute makes you a very valuable seller basically to eBay, and then they will push your rankings. Now when you're listing your product on eBay, you can choose how quickly you're going to send that product out. Now if you send that product next day, eBay is going to list your rankings higher. If you send it in 2 days, it's a little bit lower, etc., etc. So your ability to send things out will really affect your performance and your product's ability to sell on eBay. So you have to consider, can you go to the post office daily? You know, when I get up in the morning, the first thing, well, not the first thing, my morning routine is 3 hours long. After the 3 hours, once the phone comes on, I look at my eBay sales. Now, if I've had 100 orders overnight, and I want to get those products out because I want to keep my top seller performance. I'm not top seller yet, but I'm up there, so my products rank quite highly. If I want to sustain that, I have to make sure that those orders go out on time. So I'm essentially living in that post office, so you do have to consider that. How close is your post office? How willing are you to order your shipping and all those things in on time? You have to manage all of that. Are you okay to making multiple trips to the post office with big bags like I do? You know, you can get if you're a huge seller, I'm not a huge seller yet in terms of volume, but if you volumatically sell huge amounts, then you can get your orders picked up. But this is something you have to think about because, like I said before, your ability to send out on time affects your performance. And I'll go through this later. Seller performance in terms of shipping things out, customer service, all of that dictates how likely you are to be profitable and to be deemed a good seller on eBay. And good sellers get their products listed highly. Okay, let's talk about products. This is the next part of the strategy. What is going to be your product strategy? And this is the fun part. So essentially, where are you going to get your goods, and are your goods going to be profitable? So personally, I get my goods from all over the world. I get my goods from China. I get some goods here from Russia, Jamaica. I get goods from everywhere. In being so international, I have to make sure that I'm managing my inventory. Now with eBay, the reason why inventory management is important, now say for example, a customer buys a product, okay? And this is like in my situation, this is a product that I get from China. So you have to ensure that you're managing your supply chain basically. You have to think about the logistics of things essentially. For example, if I have a product that I sell on eBay and that comes from China, I have to think about, okay, the stock that I have at the moment, my stock holding, how long does that usually take to kind of, you know, deplete, to sell out? When do I need to order? If China are going to take 2 months to deliver my goods, or that's if I'm shipping it in by sea or if I'm flying it in by air. I have to consider all of those factors. The thing you want to avoid is running out of stock. Now you might think, yeah, you know, I just run out of stock. It doesn't work like that on eBay. So the last thing you want to do is run out of stock on eBay. So what I do to manage that whole logistic process and the supply chain management side of things, I make sure obviously that I order things on time. Now listen, this happens to me all the time, especially with my herbs. I might have run out of a herb and a customer's ordered it. I have to, you know, rush to get that product in order to not affect my seller performance on eBay. You also have to think about your packaging. Where are you going to get your packaging from? Now, if your store is about selling products that you make yourself and you want to package them yourself, packaging in the UK, okay, that will really bump up your costs. So factor in packaging costs as well when you're working everything out and when you're considering your products. Sometimes you might think you're able to get the product made, you know, cheaply here, or just get everything handled here in the UK. But then when you look at the costs of packaging and the cost of just getting everything done here, even if the raw materials are available here, sometimes it's not worth it. But yes, it's important to think about what your product strategy is going to be, how you're going to get your goods, where are you getting your goods from, logistically, you know, what's happening with supply chain management. You're going to have to manage all of those things. And the whole purpose of that is to not lose your seller ranking by not being able to fulfill orders and disappointing customers. That's how eBay works. Now, the next strategy is your listing strategy. You cannot forget that eBay is a selling platform, okay? eBay is a business. So you have to be strategic with how you're listing your products. Now, COVID for me was a blessing, okay? I just all of a sudden saw all of my stock flying everywhere and I said, oh my goodness, what is this? COVID has brought so much business my way. Because I wasn't ready for the increase in demand, it really, it could have negatively impacted me. I had to move really, really quickly. Actually, it did negatively impact me, and I'll go through that later. I found myself in a situation where I had stock selling out too quickly, quicker than I am used to, quicker than I had the inventory. So basically, I would, for example, have stock sell out, and now, because I don't want to lose my seller history, now this is important. If you are a bona fide seller in a niche, say you're one of the biggest sellers in that niche, you're able to sustain that position because of the volume you sell. Now, if you run out of stock of that product, I inflate the price. So if something is usually $9.99, I've run out of stock, but I want to keep my sales history and my listing position. What I do is I make it $59.99, and then what you have to do on the back end of eBay, because you only have a certain amount that you're allowed to sell, you just make your quantity about one or so, because you only have a limited amount of value and volume that you're allowed to sell. If you inflate your prices, then that's going to increase your stock holding, and eBay limits your stock holding. I don't think that's illegal on eBay's site, but for some products it might be illegal, like masks or something like that. So it depends on your climate, what's going on in the world, so you need to think about that. Okay, continuing with your listing strategy, pictures are important. Your images have to be clear, they have to be appealing, because this is how you convey value. Your wording is also important. This is why it's important to sell things that you know about, because only you are going to be able to write in that product description and the main identifier, basically, the listing title. If you know your market, you know what they're going to be attracted to. So this is why you need to understand your market in order to sell the product. I remember, for example, I started eBay dropshipping, and I'll go through that quickly later. So I was able to be, to have competitive advantage, because I took a product that was, all out there, so it was widely available, but people bought my product because it was Christmas time, and I marketed the product as being stocking filler friendly. So it's all about playing around with the keywords, and if you're thinking about selling on eBay, the keywords rank in order of from first to last, in order of importance. So your first word is going to be the most important, and subsequently that's how it works. So your keyword listing is extremely important. That will dictate how your product is listed in Google, or SEO basically. Now, the next strategy that will bring success your way on eBay is to have excellent customer relations. Customer relations is so important. Listen, on eBay, the customer is king. They have an eBay no quibble guarantee, which means if the customer buys the product and they're unhappy with it, then they'll give them a refund. Doesn't matter what's wrong with that product, and I'll go through this a little bit more later. But you have to understand that the customer is king when it comes to eBay, and they do not play about that. So subsequently, how you handle your business has to be a reflection of the company's ethos. You have to send your products out on time. You have to respond to requests quickly. Now, eBay are watching this. They have their bots. They're watching how quickly you respond to queries and stuff like that. I'll go through those later. Poor customer feedback can break your business on eBay. So you have to ensure that you're minimizing that as much as possible. What I do is I get all the loose ends tied up, send out quickly, make sure the product is as described, speak to my customers nicely. I even give them a free gift. So with every purchase I give, because I sell many things, but mostly I sell herbs. So if a customer buys some herbs, I'll give them a little free sample of herbs. And also, if you have a website, that's a good way to promote your business through eBay, because eBay is king for volume. So your business is exposed to a huge amount of foot traffic on eBay, and what you want to do is essentially convert that traffic in the event things go wrong, and I'll go through that a little bit later as well. So this is why I mentioned before that passion is important, because these customers will stress you out, okay? Dealing with customers on a daily basis, it can change your mood. If I now receive a customer complaint and it's negative, and I know they want to return the product, and just because I sell so much, it has the potential to ruin my day. So, your mentality as a business person is definitely called to the forefront when you're managing such a large amount of sales. And yes, like I said before, your passion is what's going to bring you through having to deal with all the negativity that comes with managing customers when you have a high volume business. So ensure that you're approaching eBay from a place of service and doing this because not necessarily because you want to make money, but because you're passionate about what you're selling, or you want to see these products out in the world, or you're just passionate about doing business. It doesn't need to be as deep as you're passionate about the product, but you must be at least passionate about having your own business and running your own business. So the next thing to bear in mind if you want to be successful on eBay is that eBay doesn't need you. Okay, you have to pay attention to eBay as a platform and eBay as a business. So as much as you're doing the hard work, you're the one that's bringing the product to the platform, you're pricing, you're sending things out on time, eBay doesn't care. If you give customers a terrible buying experience and they are watching this, like I said before, they have bots, their algorithm, watching how you respond to customer queries, not how, but when you respond. Are you responding on time? How late are your parcels in arriving? How many customers complain and you don't resolve their complaints and then eBay has to step in? Never allow eBay to step in. Never cancel an order if you've run out of stock, even though they have that as an option. You can cancel the item because it's out of stock or cancel the order because it's out of stock. eBay still penalizes you. On the eBay backend, there's a section that's called seller performance. There's many things on the eBay backend. It's actually amazing. But there's a section called seller performance. Now in that section, this is where eBay shows that it's been monitoring your performance throughout the duration of your life on eBay. If you're late in sending out parcels, they have a time limit for that. So they will be monitoring you all the time. But specifically, if you get into problems like I did in April when COVID hit, and my parcels weren't arriving because hello, there's a problem in the world. Customers didn't care. They were complaining, where's my order? Where's my parcel? Because I had so many complaints, that came down heavily on my account within 3 months, because that's what eBay does. They monitor your performance every 2 to 3 months. Now after 3 months, because I had several complaints about late arrivals, and also because I didn't know this, I had a complaint from a customer. Now say for example, you sell on eBay brown coats and a customer ordered a brown coat, but then she wants to return it, or he, on the basis that it's brown and they wanted pink. But you're like, listen, it says brown in the description. If the customer is adamant, I want a refund, you have to give the customer that refund. And if they're telling you, and I'm not going to send the product back either, you have to just accept that that's the situation with that customer. Otherwise, if you allow it to go to eBay and say, you know what, let eBay step in and resolve this, it will count heavily. This is one of the heaviest penalties on your account, is when eBay has to step in. So your best bet as an eBay seller is, if you get a complaint, try your best to resolve it with the customer. If the customer's been an ASS and they're digging their heels in, just cut your losses, give them a refund, because you're running a business. So essentially, you want to keep your business afloat. This isn't about one customer. Even if you have 5 customers, give them their refunds, but keep your business going, because the statistics is what keeps you as a top seller. All your sales histories, your product listings, these are the things that keep you high ranked as a seller, and you need to maintain that. It's not worth it for a customer. Now, quickly going back on the seller performance section, you always have to keep an eye out for your seller performance. And there are certain, I'll make a different video on this. There are certain things that eBay looks at in order to establish what kind of It's Sonny A500, man. Sonny on the need for the better. Where was I? Battery died. It has talking about transaction defect rates. So this is located in your seller performance section on the Seller Hub. Now in this backend, you'll see a section where it's rated in terms of your performance. So if, say for example, you found yourself as a below standard seller, I'm sorry for you if that's your situation. So you click on below standard, and once you do that, it will explain to you your transaction defect rate, your TDR, the amount of late parcels that have arrived within usually a 2 to 3 month period, any kind of customer complaints. I think it's essentially only 3 things that they look at. And then overall it will calculate, or this might be in the 3 things, they will calculate your transaction defect rate. eBay has their statistics in terms of for you to be above average top rated seller, or below standard performance, or below standard seller. Depending on your transactions and the amount of defects you've had, you'll essentially fall somewhere along that line, which will then deem you to be either above standard top rated seller or below standard. You need to pay attention to this, okay? Because, and I'll quickly go over this, I'll make another video on this. I found myself in the situation of being a below standard seller, and it's the worst thing. It really cripples your business. So as an eBay seller, you have to ensure that your customer service is absolutely spot on and that you have low transaction defect rates and they're not too high. Okay, the last bit of advice that I would give in order to have a successful eBay store is to start small. Now, when I started on eBay, I started dropshipping. So I'm in the UK. I used a company called Puketa. I hope I'm saying that right. So I got my goods from Puketa, dropshipping, so everything is, you know, inventory less. Am I saying that right? You don't need to hold stock, you know, they handle all of that. They handle the stock holding and they also handle distribution. That arrangement was perfect for me. I started on eBay selling stock from Puketa. So I would list, learn how to do my listings, learn how to calculate pricing, learn how basically the platform works. And from there, I grew my business. So I would always suggest that you start small if it's with one product. And also, if I haven't mentioned this so far during the video, eBay, in terms of you being marked as a high performance seller in their eyes, which is when they will push your product rankings. In order for you to have that standing, they have to trust you. And in order to win their trust, you have to have been trading for a certain period of time. So, you know, don't just think you're going to list a product and then it's going to fly off the shelves. If it's in a niche that's really underserved, then you might be lucky, and that's a good way to build up traction on your store and to represent you as a good seller. There's lots of dropshippers here in the UK. Or just get your feet wet with, you know, a very simple item that has good margins and you don't overwhelm yourself by taking on too much stuff. I think that's it. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you found it informative. eBay is fun. I really enjoy using eBay as a platform. I intend to grow my business from 20k to so much more. In fact, it's only because I haven't got access to the amount of capital that I need in order to, because you need to spend money in order to make money, okay? That's the only thing holding me back from growing my eBay store. People, we live in the West. If you live in the West and you haven't figured out ways to monetize your life, to bring money in without going to work, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to tell you. There are countless ways to make money in this England or in this USA, wherever you are. So please pursue eBay, okay? Pursue, you know, a little side hustle or a full-time career on eBay. It's definitely worth it. It's so easy to set a store up. Unlike Amazon, that's asking for my DNA and my birth certificate and my shares, my car. Right. So I'm an eBay stan. We ride for eBay. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you on my next video. Take care.